Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here, and I just had to take this opportunity to start out the video today in front of the falling snow. If you ever have an opportunity for your workspace to have beautiful windows so that you can see outside, do it. Move the stuff, change up your room so that you can have a view when you're working. So this is mine off the deck, and our neighbors have these big pines and they are just heavy with snow this morning. This is our first snow of the season, so of course it's gorgeous and beautiful and wonderful. So today on the video we have the Secret Lives of Color block number 2, and I'm going to show you mine, talk a little bit about that again. I also went through, here we'll scoot over here, I went through this bottom cabinet of containers and did a video of sort of how I work through the process. You have to remember when I'm doing these, I am a business, so I look at my things and work with my things a little bit differently than if it were just my hobby. And then I have a little wrap up at the end. Okay, let's get, oh, and also it is spaghetti day. Pasta! Yes, it is spaghetti day. So if you have a quilt that is red and white, red pasta sauce, white pasta, show your red and white quilts today. I would love, love, love to see them. And I will pop up a picture here of my solstice quilt, which was the first block Wednesday that we ever did together. And it is my favorite red and white quilt. Okay, now for the block. Block number 2 for the Secret Lives of Color is ivory. Now, ivory, you think of tusks, ivory tusks, and she does write about that a bit, but this story is so intriguing. It is like a mystery. Now I have some things to go and research and look up about a chess set that went into a very, very famous thing that you've heard of. Ah, so cool. So now I got to go read about that. Okay, ivory. I picked out some fabrics in advance for all the things in the white section. So this is what I picked out for my ivory. And I am going to this block, number 2, I am going to do the 9-inch block. So I did the 6-inch block, and next I'll do a 9-inch, and I'm only doing one block per color, and that is for one block per color for any of them, unless you want to make a bigger quilt than the layouts I'll give you. But here's the layout I'm going to be doing, is with all different sizes. So I will be doing, you know, every third one I will be doing the size, you know, well, every one I'll change the sizes. Okay, so what am I going to put with this? I want to put other colors in this quilt. I want to keep what I'm going to call the shoe fly part, which creates the image. That will be the color of the chapter. So that will be the ivory, and then I need a background color. So let me see. I have pulled out a few here. I have got some of these pinks, and I thought, you know, it would be fun to use something interesting. This one will read very solid. So I wanted to get a soft pink. This one will read very solid. You know, it'll be really nice, crisp, but I don't, you know, I don't want to read solid on the bigger block. So I thought, well, what about a print that has some of the peaches and pinks rather, and it's soft. It actually has some, you know, a creamy silver and background. But anyway, that's kind of blendy. So no on that one. So now I've got 2. I've got these fabulous windows, which, because this is the bigger block, will I be able to get the whole window in there? The whole window it will be chopped off some, you know, because it's all of them, I think, are, so it would mostly be filled in there, or I could go with the chocolate and save the window for another project. So I'm thinking, let's do the chocolate. In order to keep these chocolates right side up, I want to alternate how I sew them so that they're not being sewn identical. This way I've got chocolate on this side, and I'll have a chocolate on that side, and here, and they'll all be going the correct direction. So that way I'm going to mark these with a pin So you just do an audition like this. You just put the fabric together and try it out. If I did both of them this direction, some of the chocolates would end up sideways. So I don't want that. Well, you cannot go wrong with the chocolate fabric. There it is. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. Okay, so that looks really good. And here is the 6-inch blocks, which means the next color that we come to, I will do the 3-inch block. So that will be block 1, block 2, and block 3, so that I have this layout. Now, I'm not sure where I'm going to go with these. You know, I'm going to do a lot of light background colors, but I think I might go and do other background colors that are also fairly light, like light yellows, light pinks, like aquas, light green. So I think that's where I'm going to go with it. Nothing dark. And then that way, if I sort of mix it up, I think I'm going to set things as I go. I believe that's the plan I'm going to go with. I'll probably make maybe 9 blocks before I decide that. You know, maybe by the end of January I'll decide then. You know, into February I'll decide, okay, I'll start setting them. After I get a bunch made and see whether I really want to wait until the end of the year, which I'm like, you know me, I like to set things as I go along. Okay, so let's look at my sorting. I hope it's not boring. Tell me if this is useful. Okay, let's go. It's New Year's Day, and I am going to tackle these bins, these 2, and there's a third one back here. These are all on the shelf over here. There we go. They all live over there. And they're fabrics that I've got in, I use for projects, didn't use for projects yet. Some might be quite a bit older. I'm not going to use them right now or maybe ever, so they're going to kind of go to long-term storage. I need to clean that shelf and dust that off. So let's just take a look at how I'll sort through this. And I'm basically just going to make piles. And then some of the piles will go back over there. There is newer stuff that's over on my table by my AccuQuilt that I need to put here. So I've got the little gray bundle, and I really love this. So this is going to stay out. I know over here, we'll just look at this. We'll look at this bin first. Well, here's another thing I got from another basket. These are for the Dresden table topper, so that's like kind of a project. So I'm going to keep that together, probably see if I can get it in a blue bin, get one of those emptied. This is to do a Oh My Stars, so I'm going to keep that one out. That's one I'll kind of, you know, do as I'm working. So, okay, what else is in here? This is, oh, this is a banner. Let's see. It's pink ribbon panel. So I don't even know if you can get it anymore. If you can, it'll be in the description box below. So that looks kind of patchworky. That's kind of cute. Be great to put on the back maybe of a quilt that you're doing for somebody. So panels, if I find any more of them, I'll just make a stack of panels. Okay, this is okay, so this is a whole Christmas line of fabric that I ended up using another line for a project that we did. I think this is when we did all the trimmings. I had the fabric I was going to use, they weren't sure if it would come in, so I got a separate one. So this is you know, I'm probably not going to use that, so it'll go over there. I have some gray grunge. Now, I believe part of that, yes. So here are some other panels. I haven't even looked to see if these are out there or not. Some of you have gotten these. These were Corey Yoder's panels that you could then use in some different projects that she had. She had a gray background and on the light background. And she did have a really nice, I'm sure the pattern's still there. It was a really nice pattern to do like a log cabin, and you put these in the middle. And so I'll have to keep this and look to see if I actually can still do that project. And I don't know if that gray was to go with that or not. Okay, here's another panel. This is the Nature Is My Home panel. I believe that's still available, so I'm going to keep that panel together. And here's some red, white, and blue stuff. And I did the project, and these were still like left from that. So there is a couple, this was a panel, red, white, and blue panel. Panels are great for machine quilting. So if you are practicing machine quilting, just put a little border or something around it. That's super cute. So I will see if that one's still around. And the Americana stuff will go off and either be sorted, some of it I probably will keep into the red, white, and blue fabrics, my red, white, and blues, and other ones I might give to the group that makes charity quilts. So that's what will go over there. What else do I have in here? This was a sew sampler. This was a sew sampler project. So that goes over there. This was a roll from the sew sampler. I wasn't doing that project. Here are some charm packs. These are great if you want to just see these are a basic, and this basics line, they did a charm pack from it. And so then you can have this on hand if you need to match color, because like if you're trying to match that color, having the real fabric is pretty mandatory. And then here's some other ones, some Andover charm packs. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to keep this one out because that's a useful one. Now I don't know why I have these. I have an aqua, I think this was used from some other project, and then I have an aqua and a purple grunge. So those will go with the aqua and purple fabrics, because if they're in this basket on that shelf, I'm never going to know that I have them. I mean, I'm not going to go looking there if I'm trying to find some aqua grunge to work with a project, or looking at aqua fabric and thinking, what will work? What do I have enough of? Well, it's probably 2 yards, I would say. A lot of times that's what I buy is 2 yards. So those grunges, there was that gray one too. All 3 of these need to go with the fabric colors. And then now I have a basket that's empty. So that's good. Not that I have stuff all over the table, but at least I have now, something that the things will go in. What is going to happen here? I'm just going to walk through these 3 baskets, and then basically, like I said, with the things I said I move, I'll put them where they need to go. But this is the thought process as I go through them. So that's basket number 1. And I have basket number 2, which is a lot of layer cakes. So I love layer cakes. I love working with them, but I can only make so many things. So sometimes they come in for me to look at, and then I don't end up using them. So this was a line from Benartex with a lot of really neat girly fabrics, hearts and fairies and butterflies. So I need to take a look at that to see how much of that I want to keep. If there's pieces of it, I'll keep it. Okay, definitely, I still would like to make a quilt with this line here. Maybe something from the Perfect 10 book. I did that one from the Perfect 10, so definitely going to keep that one. Okay, here is a layer cake that came rolled up. Now, you do have to watch. Sometimes when the companies roll them like this, they're not a full layer cake. They might be half layer cake, so you need to look and see how many pieces. So like this one's a half layer cake. It's only 21 pieces. So that's really a big indicator when you get a rolled one as to, how much is really in here. That's super pretty. I like it. So take a look at that. Bev's Gorgeous Stardust fabric in the layer cake. And here's a big ruler. And I know I got this to do something. I don't remember what it was. So I have to keep that out so I can see. This is my friend Amy's Notting Hill, and I love this. Look at this. Look at those fabrics. So I want to keep that one out for sure. I'm going to keep that one. I might do a layer cake one with that. Cottage Blues. I know a lot of you had this line. That's really pretty. Here's a Chloe's. This is like a 30 stuff. So and some of these are older now. So I might end up giving them to the charity group so they could make things. Flowers for Freya. I actually used some of this for a project for one of my books. Break of Day. Super cute. Look at this. Look at the chickens. And the colors. So, they're super, super cute colors. So you just have to keep track of these names as I show it to you. I'm not going to link all these things. That's just too much work. So there is Gingham Gardens. I really like this one too. If you like plaids, Now a few of these, okay, now this is a much older line that came out with these huge sunflowers. Oh, there was a panel with it when I got the orange. I think I was going to do something, you know, you could take, what could be really interesting is you could take a panel and you could use it as part, well, this one's a big panel, but you could use it as part of any of the blocks that are like on something, and then you could do the panel, the blocks around a panel. That's a super fun thing. I love sunflowers, so I think I have to keep this one for me to think about. Okay, and then there's the Flea Market Fancy. This is one of Lori Holt's very sort of updated 30s kind of fabric. So lots of happy colors. We'll put that one over here. So the thing is, I'm making just, you can see here, I'm just making a big stack of stuff. These are like keeper things so that I can go through it. And on video, I'm not going to refold this, but I'll get it kind of tidy together. Okay, the other thing in here is some more big chunks. And I know these were to go with projects for like the layer cakes that I ended up using something else. I didn't end up using that. And so these need to go sorted into the fabric family. So it's like here, these guys, all of these guys have to go with, you know, the fabric colors. You know, so I'm going to put a purple and these aquas and the white. And I use this white a lot with the blossom. That's, whoops, the blossom. This is a blossom line by my friend Christopher Thomas, and I use the one with the red for a lot of different things. Okay, so that's kind of its own little stack over there, because I know, I need to go look for a big chunk of something, and if it's stored in these baskets, they don't exist. They just don't exist. My mind is never going to think, let me look in that basket for a big 2-yard piece of purple. Nope, not going to happen. Okay, this last one was a bunch. I know this was a bunch of stuff. Whoops, in this basket that was grouped for projects, and I ended up using other things for the projects. Here's a layer cake. So, okay, this one I'm definitely is a future something I want to work with it here in the future. The secret stash earth tones. So that I have to keep. Here is another big chunk of fabric. Now this is like Joanna Figueroa's fabric, so I know that I got that to use along with one of the projects, but I think I ended up using something else. So here's a bunch of Tula Pink, and I think it'd be great to do a Oh My Stars. I've seen one recently. One of our friends in the community did it with her fabrics, and then like pop hot pink stars. Okay, so that can go over there. Now in here is a bunch of stuff that was to be projects, and I know this one was for the postage stamp, but I ended up making a smaller quilt. I ended up doing it with the little pink and yellow and green fabric instead of this. So this is sort of together. I'll leave it there for now. These were, I believe, for backings, so I need to put this where I keep backings. And this project was, is this the Daybreak? No. This is one for, there was a project out there for mini charms, and I just ended up not being able to work on that project. Here's some little minis of that Daybreak, super cute. Some more backings. Yeah, so these all need to get sort of put somewhere differently. And then these are some cool panels. So let me show you these because I definitely am going to use those coming up. So let me just stick him back there. I'm glad I found that. See, this is the thing, is I get this stuff and I put it there, and then if I don't start going back through it, then I forget that I have it. So these panels, but they have the panel and fabric on the other side of it. So the panel is not super big. So here's one for March. See, I definitely have to have this one for March. And then the other half of it is fabric. Like, so isn't that darling? So I need to make this panel up. And then I don't know if it's seasons. I definitely will link to this one. The other one was fall that I have. Isn't that pretty? See, somehow it got stuck over there and I forgot about it for fall. And here's the fabric half. These are so cool. So I can't remember if there's like 6 different ones or if there's more than that. I will go through it. Okay, so there is a pass through these 3 baskets. I emptied 2, but you know, obviously all this stuff is on the table. So this is just the first step. First step is to get everything out of the basket so I know what's there and make decisions on them in a broad sense. Now, there's a lot of it that's in the, have to make the harder decision, like do I keep it? Am I going to use it? Or should I let it go over to the charity groups and let them have it now? That was the first pass through here. Now I'm going to keep working on it. A stack on the table, and I've got the bins, some of the drawers of the rolling assistants to look at. So I got the stuff all out of those bins and put them all back in, and here they are. Now they may not look that great to you, but they are to me. They're nice and tidy and things are out of there, particularly all of those super big pieces of fabric, which don't have a home yet. They're just stacked, and you're going to see that next. So I still have that stack of bigger pieces, and here is half of the stack, and these all need a home. So right now I don't have a place to put them. I have to think about that. I have a bin, 2 big baskets for solids, so I think the ones in here that are solids will probably go there, but the other ones I'm not really sure where to go, because generally I like to keep them with the color. So like this green, I would want to put with green, but my green bins are full, like full, and these bigger pieces take up quite a bit of space. So I'm thinking of taking, there's a basket up there that has sort of like miscellaneous stuff. I need to clean that out. So I'm thinking of putting these ones in there. I don't know, or I might have to just reshuffle the baskets a bit. Anyways, that's what I have to do. The other thing is I've got the woodsy fabric that I'm using, this pattern from Flea Market Mix. So this is a free pattern. A link is in the description box. So I've got that back out. I have one running theme, I know, a couple of them actually, but this plaid is going to go on all 4 stars. There's 4 big stars, so I'll have 2 with the stars of plaid and 2 with the stars of background. I'm going to pop in the wood grain in each of the quadrants, red in each of the quadrants. So I'm going to get that all balanced out, and I'm really, really having fun. This is so much fun. The fabric is so vibrant and exuberant, so much going on. Neat, neat stuff. Okay. You're going to do your secret lives of color. And if you liked seeing my sorting, let me know in the comments. I love you. Mwah. See you online.